Okay, so this is very important that you pay attention to this right here. Minoxidil finasteride. These are active ingredients in fucking hair loss shit for men. Hims, a ED company, repackaged Viagra and Cialis. Hims. This is coming out or has come out with a fucking hairspray for men that are suffering from hair loss. They're advertising this to men to spray in their hair to bring back their hair. And they're telling you what's in it. Finasteride and minoxidil. Most people don't know what the fuck that is. Watch these video clips and I'll be right back.
Hair loss. It affects tens of millions of men and women in Virginia and across the United States. And thousands of them take prescription drugs to try and stop their hair from falling out.
And those drugs all come with warnings, but some say they don't mention some of the most serious side effects. Tonight, our Melissa Hippolyte introduces us to a man who says one popular hair loss drug destroyed his body, and not just while he took it, even after he stopped.
It all started about 1 year ago. Dershowitz woke up one day feeling lethargic and extremely anxious. He also lost his sex drive.
And we're talking about a total system shutdown.
He couldn't figure out what was wrong. That's until he says he went online and searched for information about a drug he'd been taking for more than 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, my heart sank.
Dershowitz started taking the hair loss drug Propecia when a dermatologist told him he was losing hair.
When I was 23 years old, which 23-year-old wants to lose their hair?
He says his doctor recommended it.
We talked about side effects, and she assured me it was very safe, and like all drugs, you could stop it, and at any time, you'd be okay.
But Dershowitz says he has not been okay. He says he stopped taking the drug in December of last year, hoping his symptoms would go away. But in fact, he says, they only got worse.
My arms, which used to be pumping out of my shirt, my body is completely atrophied. I lost 20 pounds in just over 3 months.
This email shows a neurologist in New York City diagnosed Dershowitz with post-finasteride syndrome. Finasteride is the clinical name for Propecia.
We have no way to reverse this.
Dr. Michael Irwig is an endocrinologist at George Washington University. He says he sees a lot of patients suffering from post-finasteride syndrome. In fact, his research led the FDA to enhance the labeling on Propecia 3 years ago. It now requires the drug's maker, Merck, to include persistent sexual side effects on its labels. But he says those labels need the FDA's strongest warning to address other life-altering side effects he says he's uncovered through his research, including serious depression and suicide.
Millions of people swear by their miracle medications, but at what cost? Kevin Malley says the hair loss drug Propecia did more than grow his hair. He says it made him slip into a mental fog, it made him impotent, and even shrank his genitals. Dr. Sharon Berquist from Emory University standing by. But Kevin, those are tough things to admit, especially to the world, coming on national television and doing it, international television. Why do it?
Well, I want to warn other men who might be considering Propecia that this drug is extremely dangerous, and it's not what Merck says it was.
You are part of a class action lawsuit against Merck, the company that makes Propecia. And they say that Merck believes that Propecia, which is finasteride, has demonstrated safely and inefficacy profiles, and the product labeling appropriately describes the benefits and the risks of the drug to help inform prescribing. So they saw no causal relationship between the use of Propecia and continued sexual dysfunction after discontinuing the treatment. How do you respond to that?
Well, if the warning labels are adequate, why did they have a discrepancy in the warning labels between the continents? And they also changed the warning labels 4 times in the past 2 years. So obviously Merck knows that there is a danger, but they don't want to properly warn the public.
How old were you when you started taking it? How long ago did you start taking it?
I took it off and on from May to October 2011.
And when did you
started noticing serious?
Yeah. When did you start noticing the side effect?
I started noticing severe problems around October. I was doing jiu-jitsu with my girlfriend, and I noticed my body wasn't responding correctly. And then when it was time for sex, I noticed things weren't responding properly either. So I got off the drug. And I fully expected things to get better, but that's when the side effects got extreme.
What did your doctor say to you?
The exact opposite. Doctor said there's nothing we can do for you. Give it some more time. And I gave it 6 months. I went back to the doctor. I was worse than ever. And he said there's nothing I could do for you.
These companies that are ED companies, pharmaceutical erectile dysfunction companies, they're coming out with stuff for your hair that will cause you ED, so you have to buy their pills. You see how that works?
Barber told me the secret to regrow my hair. Hims topical finasteride and minoxidil spray. Both ingredients have been shown to help you keep and regrow your hair in 3 to 6 months. I've just got to apply once a day and look at these results. I just filled out the intake form. Then a licensed provider assessed my info and it was sent right to my door. I'm obsessed. Don't wait, get yours today.
This is the devil shit, man. I mean, it gets no more fucking wicked than this. Let me explain it to you again. A company that's designed to fix your ED through pharmaceutical shit, right? Which will make your body totally fucking reliant on it and ruin you from the inside out anyways. They're advertising to you a hair loss formula that will give you the side effect of perpetual ED. You see the cycle? You see what's happening here? And yes, Rogaine is the same shit. Rogaine has minoxidil. Minoxidil has these fucked up ingredients you're going to see on the screen. This is another culprit for ED when it comes to a topical application for your hair. You don't want either one of these motherfucking things in your hair. You don't want finasteride or fucking minoxidil. It's two culprits that will give you the same fucked up side effects. So these are just a couple stories that made the news, okay? They do a lot of damage control on Google. It's very hard to find these stories. It's very hard to find this shit nowadays because the internet, YouTube in particular, is really, really washed down. They have really put up a lot of barriers, especially Google as well. The point is this, man. You hear me talking about these pharmaceutical companies all the time, repackaging Viagra, and you hear me lay out a plethora of things that will cause, endocrine disrupting effects throughout your system, testosterone dropping effects, estrogen level raising effects, all the things that will cause a man to have sexual dysfunction, from touching receipts to fucking air sprays to car fucking odor sprays, whatever the fuck, man. There's so much shit, okay? Hair oils, toothpaste, it's in everything. The new marijuana that's out there, this government fucking Frankenstein marijuana, this is fucking men up sexually. So it's in everything. I've made many posts about this. You can scroll down my page and look for yourself. The point is this. I'm just trying to help you out because most people don't know this shit. If you're going bald, man, fuck it. Just go Michael Jordan. Just shave your fucking head or work with it. Whatever you want to do. Don't spray this shit in your hair. Do something natural. If you find something natural, let me know because my shit's fucking going too. So just keep it organic. Keep it clean. Don't trust the government, man. Don't trust nothing these motherfuckers are going to try to sell you. Because the end result, you're gonna fucking regret it, man. So, you've been warned.